People, we have a problem. We have a big problem. I'm going to show you the problem and tell me if you see it. See the problem? See that? Here's another one. Yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Edward. In this video, we are going to be looking at the issue of paper size, scaling, and how to correctly set up your page for printing. Mastering these areas will earn you as much points as possible on your exam. So, in the 2 years that I've marked CXC drawings, proper scaling of CAD drawing was a major problem and many students lost quite a bit of marks just for scaling. Take for example this drawing. This drawing was printed on a letter size paper. This question is actually from the building drawing paper 2 of June 2018, and I believe this is question number 1. Yes. Now, believe it or not, we receive a lot of these drawings and there's no way you can gain maximum points on this, even if it was perfectly done. Here's another example, printed also on a letter size paper. This particular one is at a 1 in 50 scale, which is what the question asked for. But as you can see, the top section is gone and the right side is also missing some information. Now, the best you would be able to get on a letter size paper is something that looks like this. With this one, I had to reduce the drawing. Even though you can pretty much identify all the parts of the drawing, you would lose marks for scaling. And that's the point of this video, guys. So what you have to understand is that CXC designed these questions to hold on a larger paper size. The minimum size paper that you should use is a tabloid paper. Now, for those of you who don't know what that looks like, take a look. This is what it looks like. All right. So as you can see, it is twice the size of the letter size paper. Now, if you were to properly scale and print the very same drawing on a tabloid paper, this is what it would look like. Ta-da! Look at that. Now here's a side-by-side comparison with those of the letter size paper. Alright, so you can see the real blunder you have been making. But yeah, we're gonna fix that today. For those of you who don't know how to do this, from this day on, you will be able to scale your drawing to fit on any paper size. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay everyone, so this is the drawing all done and ready to print. I'm gonna break this segment into 3 parts. So the first thing we're gonna do is to select the correct paper size, to draw our border, and then scale the drawing at the correct scale. So let's begin. Alright guys, I'm using AutoCAD 2017. I believe that what I'm going to be showing you here can be done using AutoCAD as low as 2013. I believe so. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so we have what is called paper space and model space. For those who don't know what that is, model space is basically this area here, this black screen. This is where you would draw your model. All right, this is where you would put everything, your drawing, your dimensions, everything. All right, when you're ready to scale your drawing, set up your paper and all that to print, you go over to paper space, and this is where you find it. All right, so we have model space here and we have paper space here. So you click on paper space on this one here. All right, of course this is just one page. You can create as many as you would like, but for this drawing we only need 1 page. All right, so of course AutoCAD would have generated a page for us. We don't want this page because this one is too big, so we need to select the correct size. All right, so that's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to go up to the big A and go down to print, select print, and it brings up the plot dialog box. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do is to select this drop down and go down to Microsoft to PDF. All right, so what we're doing here is to save our file as a PDF document. That way you can put it on your thumb drive, you can put it on a CD. CD still in a style? Anyways, we would be able to take this drawing as a PDF file anywhere we want. All right, so you're going to select that. Okay, so we get a warning box here telling us that the paper size that is outside here is too big for this option, but that's okay because we already know that that was too big. So we're going to hit OK, and then down at paper size we're going to now select tabloid. It's as simple as that. Once you select that, everything changes. You can see that we have the dimensions there, and we're good to go. All you need to do now is to hit the apply button. Okay, all right, we don't want to press OK because we're not ready to print. All right, we still have a lot of work before we can print. You just say apply, and then we're going to exit. Good. So if I'm zooming out now, you can see that the paper size is much smaller than it was earlier. Okay, because the first one was too big. So let's move forward. I'm going to delete this box here. This is called a multi-view window, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So I'm going to delete that one and keep this one. So I'm going to like minimize it or draw it down a little smaller. Alright, I'm going to leave it over there for now. Alright, zoom in a little bit. Alright, so what we want to do now is to create our border. Okay, so what we're going to do is to draw a box around the brim of this paper, and then we're going to offset our border distance inside of that box. Alright, so we're going to do that. I like to use polylines, so we can do that. Or we could actually use the rectangle tool. Let's use the rectangle tool. Rectangle. Okay, and then we're gonna type in, it says specified first corner point. We want to be exactly down here. So what we're going to do is to type in the coordinates for this point, all right, which would be 0, 0. That's the coordinate, and we're going to hit enter. Now if you notice, my box, the first point of the box is now exactly in that corner. All right, now all we need to do is to type in or enter the exact height and width of the paper. In order to do that, we're going to select the dimensions option. So we click on that, and then it says specify length for rectangle. Alright, now the length, I don't remember the length, you know. Alright, so it would be 431.8. 431.8. So 431.8, enter, and enter the width, which would be 279.4, 279.4, enter. Good, there we go. So as you can see, the box is now there. You don't need to do anything else, just hit enter, or rather click. Alright, good. So there we have it. So this is the box around the edge of your paper. Now we're going to offset our distance. Normally we offset a border of 10 millimeters or 15 millimeters. For this drawing we're going to use 10 because we want to have as much space as possible. Alright, so offset tool, offset, and then we're going to type in down here 10. Enter. Click on your box. Everybody knows how to offset. Alright, it's like the first tool we learned to use. Click on the inside. Escape. So now we have our border. You can go ahead and delete this box. Good. So our border is there. Then now this window here, we're going to bring it over. Okay, so we're gonna bring this over and widen it a little bit, because this is called a multi-view window. This is the window in which your drawing will be viewed, all right, on your paper. So let us say, for instance, you made a mistake and you deleted this box. How do we get it back? All right, there's a command that we can type. It's MV. Just type MV and hit enter. And it's like you're drawing a rectangle. So let's go ahead and just draw a box. Enter. And if you notice, it brings up the drawing that is in your model space. So what happened here? This window it acts as a model space on your paper space. Okay. So if I double click inside this box, I can actually zoom and do all the things I want to do. Right, I can even edit the drawing from here. All right, but of course we're not going to do that. All right, now if you notice, I'm not seeing my my labelings. And that's because this little triangle is turned off, so I'm going to turn it back on. Good, there we go. All right, and I'm gonna. All right, so what we need to do now is to scale the drawing. All right, before I scale the drawing, I'm gonna just expand this box a little bit, so I can, when I scale the drawing, I can it can have enough space to. So double click inside the box again, and down here beside the two stars that we saw just earlier are these numbers. All right, so we're gonna click on it, and this is where you find all your scale. All right, so this drawing should be at a 1 in 50 scale, so we're gonna just touch 1 in 50, and the drawing would now automatically zoom. Okay, once this is done, what you don't want to do is to mess with your scroll wheel, because the moment you like mess with your scroll wheel, it changes. Okay, so we're gonna have to redo it again. As you can see down here, it mess up, so we're gonna have to redo that. All right, so there we go. All right, let us say you zoomed in and it was like that. All you need to do is click the scroll wheel. Click it. Okay, don't scroll it. Click, bring up the hand tool, which is the pan tool, and then you can drag the drawing down to where you want it. Okay, that looks good, so I'm going to double click outside. All right, now let's take a look at what we have. So we'll go to print and go to plot preview, and this is what we have so far. Now if you notice, there's this box, the window that we drew earlier is showing, and we don't want this line to be showing. Okay, this line right here, we don't want it to be showing, so let's get rid of that. X that off. Alright, so I'm going to click on the box itself, and I'm going to move it from the 0 layer to the depth point layer, because this layer does not print. Okay, this layer does not print. So once I move it to that layer, all right, escape. If you notice, the color of the line changed to the color of the layer. All right, once I do that and I go back to my print preview or plot preview, all right, now that box is gone because I placed it on a layer that will not print. All right, so there we go, and you're basically done. Right, so all that's left to be done is to add our title block somewhere down here, and yeah, we're basically done. So X that off, and then we're going to go to this big A that you see here. Let's click on it, or if you don't see this big A, you can type the command MT. So let me do that for you. MT, it's the same thing. And we're going to draw a little box down here just to write our information in. Alright, so of course, name. Of course, you wouldn't put your name, you'd put your ID number, school, alright, and center number would be whatever that is, and then you say your ID number, and then question number, of course I'm just like messing around, but you would actually just put in your ID number and the school and the center number. Just you don't put your name on it. That's very critical. You cannot put your name on it. Alright, but of course for your SBA and your if you're doing just a regular drawing in class, you need to add your name so that the teacher can know what is what and whose is whose. Alright, so I'm going to just draw. There we go. So that's that. I'm going to draw a box around this, so it, kind of place a little emphasis on it. I'm going to turn this on. Turn that on so my cursor can snap to the corner of this box. And I'm going to just put a nice little box around that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is to select these two boxes and place them on a thicker layer. My wall layer is my thickest layer, so that's why I'm placing it on that layer. Okay, escape. Alright, so let us say I want to see how thick my lines are. I could actually turn this on, which is the line weight, so I can actually see the line weights. Alright, kind of give you an idea, a general idea of how your drawing would look. Alright, so let's go back to print and have a look. So print, plot preview, and there you have it. Okay, your drawing is all done. All done. Okay, so now that we have everything done, all right, we'll just X that off. So now we can go ahead and print. All right, so we go to print. So we're gonna print. You have already set up everything, so all you need to do is to hit OK. So this is where the OK comes in, when you're done and you're ready to print. Alright, so we go ahead. Now it's asking you where do you want to save your file. So I'm going to save mine on the desktop. I'm going to say, normally you would type in your ID number. So I could say TD, or whatever, TD 2018. And then I'll put my ID number. Or Q1, which is question 1, 54321. Yeah. Save. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to minimize that. And then here it is, right here. Put it right in my mouth. Open it up. And there we have our drawing. Yay. Alright, so I'm going to just rotate it. Rotate. Which way? Counterclockwise. And then I'm going to view it on full screen. Alright, so that's what your drawing would look like. I'm gonna be doing another video on how to convert your drawing in black and white. So if you don't see a link on your screen, when I do that video, I'm gonna place the link in the description. I just want to add this little note that you should not spend too much time on this part of the drawing. Alright, especially due to the fact that it's just an exam. So spend most of the time to perfect your drawing. Alright, you can use perhaps the last 15 minutes to do this part. And also a simple border and a simple title block should be good enough. Okay, nothing too bashy. Make sure your drawing is bashy first. Alright, good. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you have learned something. So if you have any questions, just drop them below and let's have a discussion. Alright, and don't forget to subscribe. So subscribe and stay tuned because there's more on the way.